So what I can do is that I can go to my old file here. I'm just gonna cheat. I'm gonna import this. I can import this just by drag and dropping this into the scene, and then we can find out where the ear is by going to the outliner, and then telinga, right? So telinga is down here. It's over there. So what I can do is like I'm gonna bring this up. Right? Then you have to calculate the vertex. I'm just gonna bring this out a little bit here. So then I will count the vertex. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 vertex. What about this? This is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11, 12, 13, right? So we have 13 vertex here and then 11 vertex there. So that cannot work. So you have to make sure that they are together, right? So how to do it properly is that I need to add 2 more lines to this. So what I can do here is I can go and add 1 line here, very close, maybe very close to here, right? Maybe around there, right? I'm gonna tell you why I'm putting it here, and then I'm gonna add 1 more over there. Then what I'm gonna do, so I have 13 vertex now. So now I select this, then I can go with mesh tools. Then I'm just gonna go with slide edge. So I'm gonna slide this around so it has this part here, right? And then the reason I put this here because I want to slide this over there, right? Now, so now we have 13 all together, but of course you have to like go to the side view, go back, and then ensure that this guy here is like rounded. You cannot just leave it. And then I'm gonna assign the same material. So I'm just gonna go and existing material. Was it like bullet? Yeah, right. So they're the same color. Then what I can do is I'm just gonna go and select all this and merge them. Just press G to repeat the last comment, right? Because they are already placed quite well. Oh no! Oh shoot! There's more. How come I miscounted? Oh, I purposely did that, you know. So that's when you refuse to admit that you're at fault. Shame on me. So I'm gonna kill this, right? Then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna select this again, right? Then I purposely did that wrong so that I can teach you how to fix that, you know. So I'm just gonna go here and then slide them around, so, and ensure that they are rounded. And this one here too, right? And rounded. And of course I'm gonna have to bring back here and then move it around so that it looks nicer. I will just move it up slightly, then I will move this guy slightly above and back, right? So there you go. That's how I did the ear most of the time, because ear is something that you model once and then apply to others, the other projects. So you don't want to repeatedly model ears. It's annoying, right? Okay. So that's how you attach stuff. So don't forget, after you attach stuff, you can see your history here is a lot. So this can potentially hang your computer. So I'm just going to go and delete history. Shift Alt D, delete it, and I'm going to save the file. Right. So that's how you attach the ear. And then to see if this is working, you can press 3 and see if the ear is attached properly. The thing is about ear is that you have to ensure that the front part of the ear, this part here, it has to be smoothly going out like this. It doesn't have a line, so if you see the line across here, that means your ear is wrongly placed. But you have to see the ear from, line from behind, right? So there's supposed to be a line, but down here it's not supposed to be quite smooth. Take a look at the mirror when you go to the bathroom. That's how an ear is placed. So after this, what you can do is you can enlarge this. For example, your cat is wearing an earring or something like that. You feel free to adjust this. Because I isolated stupid. Okay, so before I go, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you how to model one more, which is this hair here, right? So to do that, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go and create some plane. I'm gonna put this to 3, right, and this to 90 degree, and I'm gonna scale this up. Scale it this way, right? Yeah, maybe around that long. Then I'm just gonna increase the subdivision height. Oops, this one instead, right? But before you do this, I would usually start with 8. 8 is a good number. Then I can kill the symmetry because it is symmetrical now. I'm just gonna go and select the middle vertex, middle faces, and I'm just gonna pull that out to get curvature. Yeah, then down here I'm just gonna scale it down. Down here I'm gonna scale it down a little bit, you know, until it kind of shaped like a pointy looking deformation. Apart from that, I also scale it down here, right, over here too, and I think that's about it. So what I can do here now is to position this according to what I see in the image plane. So apparently it's too big. It's okay. So I can see that it is kind of like so, right? Then you can do, what you can do is like, I'm just gonna go here and then press B. Then I'm gonna position this slightly that way, rotate this slightly this way, and this one goes all the way up here. I'm just gonna click this and then kind of pull this out. It is a wonderful thing to work with the low poly because you will dealing with a lot less vertex as compared to high poly, right? when you're working with the detail like this, over here there is a little bit of differentiation of shape. So what I can do is I'm just going to go and add division here, just right before the head. Then I'm just going to pull that division out so that it looks not destructive, right? There you go. I'm just going to go here and this out a little bit. Now, of course, everything will be smooth when you render this animation later down the line. So what you're going to do now is to press 3 now, and then press 3 here too. If you see there is no what do you call it, there is no penetration, then it looks nice. Okay, however, my suggestion to you, I had this for a while, it looks a little bit scary. My suggestion to you is you scale this a little bit down, then you pull this up a little bit so that it goes into the head. You try to plant this into the head, you know, by doing one more division, and then you try to plant this into the skull, you know, plant it into the skull so that it kind of grow from the skull here. Yeah, something like so. Rotate this slightly so that it looks clean, and bring this inward. Okay, so now that they have done that, when you look at this from this angle also, it looks kind of okay, right? So there you go. That's one, is to ensure that this is shaped nicely first. Then after that, what you can do is make this object live. Then you cannot select this. That means this object is now your canvas. You go to Mesh Tools, Quad Draw here, right? Then it is always a good idea to turn on your wireframe so you can see where you're placing the vertex exactly. So I'm just going to start placing these 2 vertex down there, and the next 2 here, the next 2 over here, the next 2 over there. Oops, I guess this is wrong, so I purposely did that. So I'm just gonna go up here, right? I'm just gonna shift this. So even after you place the vertex, you can still move them around, which is pretty cool, right? So I'm just gonna rotate this. I want the hair to go up here, and then all the way back there, and now it becomes smaller and smaller, right? Like that. Okay, so now you can press shift. When you I can still adjust this if I want to, right? So feel free to adjust this if you like. Now then I press shift, click. Oops, you can see that it attached to the wrong vertex. You press Z, Ctrl Z, then you can just go ahead like that, right? So even after you do this, you can still move the vertex around, which is pretty cool, right? You technically draw the face on the surface, and everything is stick together. You can move the edge, you can move the face, you can move the vertex, which is pretty cool. Alright, so there you go. You know what? When you press shift, when you press control, you can add divisions as well, which is awesome. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna consistent with the others. I'm just gonna go and add 2 more like that, right? And at the end here, I wanted to merge this vertex. So how do I merge this? I can just bring this vertex here, get to the next one, and this one, next to the next one. That automatically merge, right? So after you've done that, you get the shape that you wanted. Usually, if you listen to my previous instruction, I would also like to kind of plant this into the head, right? So I'm just gonna add 1 more, like that, very small, right? So after that, what you can do is to turn off the live surface. Now you can see that it becomes, or the pivot is down here, right? Because when you create new geometry, the pivot always reset to the origin. So you select those, and then you go with center pivot. Yeah, modify center pivot. Then I'm just gonna bring this out slightly, right? Like so. Then pivot. No, I'm just gonna teach you another thing. But you might get confused though. Never mind. I'm just gonna go this face here, and I'm just gonna go up a little bit. So now after this, I'm just going to delete the history. Then after that, I assign a Lambert 3, which is my hair color. Show all, display. Oh, I'm just gonna show all, and you can see that now we have like pretty cool. This is not really cool actually. I'm just gonna bring this down a little bit more to avoid confusion, to make sure that they are shape mask. Okay. All right. You press 3. Don't forget. Ensure that there are no penetration. All right. Cool. So that's how you model it. All right. So there you go. That's how you model that. I have one more before I go. And this tutorial is that I'm gonna use the all tactics. I'm just gonna select this all, right? Then I can mesh to edit mesh. I will duplicate this. Boom! Right now it becomes separate entity. Right? I can. The pivot, like usual, is always in the center. So what I can do, modify center pivot. Center pivot. However, because the pivot is not exactly on the grid, I can press D and X. X is snap to grid, D is pivot mode, right? I can bring this to the center. So when I scale this, you can see that they are actually uniform, right? So what I can do is I'm going to scale this up slightly, because this is kind of like the hair, the inner hair, the botak hair, right? Hair is like very thin. Yeah. Then after which, what you can do is I'm going to create like a very simple divisions like so. Especially this part here, I don't really like this part here, but never mind. I'm just gonna do it like that. And also the front part, right? Front part, I'm just gonna go and do it like that. Then, like always, I'm just gonna assign. Oops. I'm just gonna go back to object mode first. Then assign existing material Lambert 3. Then it's your job to actually plant this in. I press 3 here. I press 3 here. I know, right? So I'm just gonna bring this inward. Bring this inward. There you go. So press 3, everything's good. Then you're good to go, right? So all that remains is that I'm just gonna duplicate this to the other side, make sure that the pivot is in the center. Then I will just go, this is my preference, so I can control my duplication by scaling it in -X. And then press F here, right? So you can see that it is nice. Yeah, I think it's pretty cool. Now, after this, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to combine. And then I'm just gonna simply press, if you model cleanly, you can just simply go with merge, edit mesh, merge. Just press that like that and ensure that they are cleanly merged. You can see down here, once you see something like those, right? That means the vertex underneath that is not merged. I can guarantee you. There you go. So I can select this too and then press merge again. It doesn't merge. What happened? There you go. Keep going like this. There you go. That's good. Oh, you see that? What happened to that? It's because it is not exactly on the grid. Select this, shift select all the remainders of the eyelashes, and then I select this on the, you can see that down here. I'm just gonna delete history and I press Ctrl G to group them. I'm just call it I group, right? Then I select this LI group because the group pivot is in the center, like so. I can just duplicate this, put -1 on scale X, it goes to the other side, right? Press 3 here. Done. Yeah, this one. Oops. All right. Cool. So thank you for listening to the tutorials. So that's the end of finishing the head model, modeling the hair a little bit, and also duplication trick and quadro. Right? Remember. Thank you, and see you on the next tutorial.